Over the past few weeks, I've been talking about our autumn and winter plan for corporate worship across the Yare Valley churches. Before I explain that in a little bit more detail, I just want to say an enormous thank you to all those who have embraced worshipping as congregation groupings. Groups of 6 that have met in people's gardens, in the churchyard, in various different places to gather together to worship. It's been really important to connect with one another again. And I just want to thank everyone who's embraced that. We know for some it's not been easy. It's felt very different for all of us. But it has been an important expression of our unity as a parish, as together we've journeyed in worship together. But over the past few days, we'll have all noticed that the weather has been changing. And we want to enable the corporate worship to continue even into the winter months. And so from October, so from next week, we're encouraging congregation groupings to meet together in the church buildings. And what we've done is we've planned out when those congregations will meet at different times and in different church buildings. And we'll be getting in contact with you over the next few days to let you know where the space has been allocated for you across the parish to worship. Now that may sound a little contrived. It may sound as though we're reducing the freedom of movement and choice across the parish, and in a sense, we're having to. I'm sure you can appreciate that our buildings are small, that we need to maintain social distancing, and that hugely reduces the capacity in each of our buildings. And so we're hoping that you'll work with us, just as you worked with us with the congregation groupings, to enable these groupings to enlarge now as we gather together to worship in our worship centres. So we'll be in contact with you, and we'll be explaining what time and where the space has been allocated for you. But we'd also want to enter into a conversation that if that time and that space doesn't work for you, then please be honest and let us know. And we'll try and accommodate your needs, as well as ensuring that we maintain the safety and the security of all that enter our buildings. We want to enter into a conversation with you. And so somebody will be in contact. And we do hope that you'll feel that you're able to join us for worship during the week. Now that doesn't mean that the fellowship that we've enjoyed in our congregation groupings needs to stop. Because we kept our congregation groupings at 6, it means that we are within the government guidelines. And so I'd encourage you that if that support that you've received from your congregation grouping is important to you, then talk as a congregation grouping as to whether you want to continue to meet during the week. It doesn't have to be either or. You can attend worship together each week and meet together as a congregation grouping. We're moving into a both and situation. And I'd be delighted if a congregation grouping said, actually, we want to continue to meet as well as worship with others on a Sunday. I do think worshipping together is really important. But I also think the support and the encouragement and the discipleship that we can receive in small groups is essential too. And so I'd say to you, as we move forward, let's embrace both and. Let's worship together, but also let's maintain those sense of fellowship that we've enjoyed in a congregation group. And I also want to assure you that those who are nervous about worshipping together, we're going to continue the online, although that will change slightly in format. But also in our church buildings, they will have been risk assessed. We've got procedures in place to clean and to sanitize. And we've got processes in place. Test and trace is one thing to ensure that we remain as safe and secure as possible. We're doing all we can to make sure that all those who enter our buildings are safe and secure. And we'd ask you to play your part too. We need to sanitize our hands. We need to wear face masks. We need to ensure that we maintain social distancing. So together we look out for each other as we worship together.